authorized that rum full treasure hunt in the sharky waters around the Gatsby Islands with Queen Raae. I'm your host, Captain Ola V, and today's guest is the great and powerful Alexis Rico Xata!
Xata. I just read that it stands for extendable data. I think I read in the Project Hunt story. So today we're going to be good people and actually tell you what we're going to be working on before we head on into an introduction to Alexis. Yeah, I need to read the word. So before, this is kind of our beta launch for...
It's going to hold it open.
Yeah, this is going to be kind of the beta launch of Prune Your Follows. If you've been watching for a while, you've seen us work on that before. And it's already live. So if you want to head on over to pruneyourfollows.com, I'm going to share my screen. So if you head on over to pruneyourfollows.com, then you can already go ahead. But what we want to do here is what we had in the early version. So the old version here, we had these little avatars. And as you can see, some of them were broken because we didn't source the images into our build. So today we're going to fix that. We are going to source them. So why we're going to source little avatars of trusted users.
Okay.
And then why, so that we build some social proof on the marketing page. And then the how, we're going to source them into the Gatsby data layer and make sure that you need to mute yourself if she keeps talking.
I'm not saying anything.
Yes, we're going to source people into the Gatsby data layer, and that's going to be kind of cool because tomorrow it looks like Gatsby are releasing some new stuff, Valhalla, which is a unified graphical data layer or something. So everybody needs to get their data sourcing chops sharpened. Yay. Okay.
Yay.
So, do I have a question for Alexis?
Me?
Yes.
So, where are you located?
Yeah, I'm in Barcelona, in Spain.
Actually,
not Barcelona, but nearby Barcelona.
Okay. Is it like in the countryside?
No, it's actually in a city. We have 200,000 people here.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's not as big as Barcelona, but still a quite big city.
Good.
And what do you do at Xata? So Xata is sponsoring Prune Your Follows, which we'll see. It's got a little powered by Xata banner or badge inside it. But what do you do for Xata?
So I mainly work with the SDK, but we are a startup, so we have a lot of hats, and actually anything that is TypeScript or JavaScript related. So that means CLI, SDK, the front end, and yeah.
Cool. How long have you been there then?
I started on March, so yeah, some months now. We were actually 12 people in the company when I joined, and now we are more than the double. So yeah.
Cool. So did you go to the thing in Crete?
Yeah, and also in Marbella. So I've been actually in 2 offsites and a half because we had a smaller one here in Spain, also in July.
Was that Alicante? No,
it was on Zaragoza.
Okay, cool. So do you have any other people there in Spain?
Yeah, actually, Spain and Berlin are our biggest hubs of employees. Here in Spain, we have Alberto, Elena, we have Alex, we have Carlos. And if we include Andorra as a Spain, which is not, we also have Salvador.
Okay. Wow. Yeah,
Cool.
that's groovy. Yeah,
that is groovy. So should we start some sort? Or I want to, before leaving. Well, let's share my screen again. Why do I keep forgetting how I do this these days? There we go. Okay, also got to fix my hair. So if you're watching, you got to head on over to Product Hunt and upvote Xata Product Hunt. So what makes you most what's your like favorite Xata feature?
Wow, that's difficult. I kind of enjoy like having type safety.
Yeah.
Because, well, I know that for Prune your follows, you're not using TypeScript, you're using JavaScript, but still, like some kind of type safety or intelligence that we can provide to the IDE. That's really helpful. It detects bugs early on, and we are even if you are not using TypeScript, we use internally in the TypeScript head definition so that it's easier to write like bug-free JavaScript code. So I'm quite excited about that. And
I mean, even though I don't use TypeScript, I still get the benefits because it does help me, code helps me autocomplete things because you have all of that nice stuff in there. So absolutely using it. So I haven't done like this data sourcing part for a while. So let's see if I remember. Ola, you remember data sourcing, right?
Well, we'll just get started and see how it goes.
Okay. So the first thing we need to do is to get kind of the list of, so I'm going to write that down here so that we kind of know what we're going to do. I'm going to bump the font. So there we go. I think that's big enough. So one, we need to get the list of users. And then we need to get info about them from Twitter because we kind of want the latest information from Twitter. So in case they've changed their avatar image. And then 3, we'll need to create Gatsby data nodes for each avatar. And then lastly, we're going to use the Gatsby plugin remote images to get to actually download the images and get them into the build so that the build is atomic. So if somebody changes their Twitter avatar between our builds, they can do that. We'll still have the old photo already downloaded. Remote image. So I guess we'll just get on rolling. And Ola, retweet a little bit and all of that goodness while we're here. And you could do that too, Alexis, of course. So I guess to get a list of the users, we will need to get the Xata client. And with Xata, you can do a little Xata code gen in the terminal, and it will create kind of the Xata initiation stuff for you. So I guess this is your kind of domain, Alexis. So it generates all of the types, and then it also generates a way to create a client. And I have a question here, like because I am still on node 16, so I need to put the node fetch in here. Like, where would I do that?
Okay, so
and Ola, in 2 seconds, Ola, you need to mute yourself. You're making too much noise. Yes, mute, Ola, or I mute you. Yes, Alexis.
it's fine. So you can actually try not to pass it and see the error message and try to figure it out from the error message. And then
Okay.
we can like some kind of input and see if it's clear enough.
Okay, let's see.
I can give you the answer.
Very good, teacher. Okay, so where did I get the? I don't remember. Like this is when you see here. I have some fetch polyfills, but I get the Xata client from the Xata here, and it's called get Xata client. So let's do that then. Let's do. Oh God. Oh, there. Get Xata client, and we want that from source domain. Do we want it from the types? No, we want it from the actual. There we go. Const client. I guess that's it. No, we usually call it Xata.
Yeah.
Xata, and then I want to grab all of my meta records. So I'll head on into Xata and I can get a little cheat sheet from Xata. So this is all public information, so no problem for me showing you this. So I can do get snippet, and then we can get query all records. Oh, I didn't even have to write like get Xata client. I could just grab it right here. So nice. DX right there. Okay, so let's see if we get anything in our log. Oh, I'm already running, so it should be. I'm going to run that again just to make sure we see what's happening. So how's the day been? Have you had a lot of fun following the product hunt launch?
Yeah, it was quite nice, and it was more like checking Twitter, checking hacker news, product hunt, replying to comments. Yeah.
Oh, so I can't do it because here I need to do a require. Will that work?
You can try.
No, because it is requiring, but then it says cannot use import statements outside of a module.
So when
client.
Yeah, here's the thing. When you created the code gen, one of the questions was, do you want to use TypeScript? Do you want to use JavaScript with imports or JavaScript with closure? So with require. And I guess you selected with import one, and that's why now it's, even if you are here calling require, all the bundle itself, it's using imports, so it's failed.
Yes. So the thing is, I want both though, because Gatsby is in this weird state where some places it likes require and some places it likes ESM. Can I run CodeGen again and it will create it again, or?
Yeah, if you have like the different configuration set, I'm not sure. It should work if you rerun the CodeGen. If not, it's just changing one import on the file. You can directly go to the Xata.js file.
So wait, what do I write here instead of ESM?
It should be CJS, but let me check. I don't remember all of these things by memory.
No, of course. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna then just like put that straight into a
not J, CJS, closure script.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's try that again then. And then do Xata CodeGen. This worked the last time.
Yeah, do you have it installed globally?
Yeah, I've been running it again and again. See, this is what happens on stream. Like suddenly nothing works. Okay, we are gonna do a different task then. If it's not gonna be working on me. Why is it not working though? Because I have.
So what is that different task then?
The different task would be to create. So if we go to app, here we can like hide people and unfollow people, and then we want to be able to show them in unfollow and hidden, because then I have everything set up correctly. But let's try this again. Like, why is my Xata not? Because I had it installed.
Yeah, try it on a different terminal. Like maybe you have something there that it's not getting the global package.
I don't know. No. Well, I could install it again.
Yes.
I just couldn't install it globally.
Yeah.
But what happened? Oh, I know what did. I was on Node. I was using Node version 18, and now I'm Node version 16, and obviously it's not installed.
Yeah.
So where's my install command? Here it is. So let's just copy that. Well, see, this is nice. The same as you said, like you don't remember anymore. Like I did this 2 weeks ago, and now you're like, okay, what's up?
You will improve more like the developer experience. We plan to provide some binary so that you're running on macOS, a little bit of you, or and you get how to update. But that's medium term.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You probably had enough to get ready for today.
Yeah, and actually, we want to support developers that are outside JavaScript world. So if they want to
Mhm,
build Python applications or Ruby on Rails,
mhm.
not block them with npm.
Yeah, this is gonna take a while because running npm and doing streams is always a joy. So what are you? So what day to day you work on the SDK?
Today,
Yeah, day to day, like in your everyday work
my
at Xata,
everyday.
you, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Do you talk to developers or do you kind of like how do you decide on how the experience is going to be?
Yeah, so we try to gather as much feedback as we can. We have different support ways to receive feedback, like Discord. We check also Twitter. We check. We have our Canvas instance, and we can go back and forth with support team members, and they forward the feedback to us. Uh,
Mhm,
but mostly it's knowing what's the trend and how are people building applications, how is modern development going, and try to
mhm.
take that and improve it. Like,
Yeah.
what's the pain point? Let's fix it.
I get it. It's not all easy to know where the trends are going.
Yeah.
There we go. Now we have
Yes.
a Xata here, but I think maybe since it's just going to be used by my Gatsby files, I'm going to move it to root actually. Okay. So then we can do Xata from root instead, and maybe it will work. I'm happy you were here because otherwise this stream I would have gotten a little stuck there, I think. Okay.
But I can't see it now. Where is it?
Wow.
Is it the .satarc? No, it's not.
Yeah. Maybe I didn't I
And
didn't like the CAS.
Oh, it's there. Okay, yeah, I see it now. Yeah, okay.
mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Can you open the file that we have there?
That it generated?
Yeah.
It generated this file. So
So,
it is requiring.
yeah, but it's
And
complaining that there's an export.
okay, let's see if
So
we can find it.
you
Yeah,
need
so you're
an export, and that's on me.
so is that a bug? Did we find a bug? I love finding bugs on stream.
Yeah. Actually, since most people it's moving to Module.js,
Yeah.
this is the least tested path.
Yeah, so it's what's the syntax again? Is it exports?
So you need to define the variable, and in the end, it's export the object. Uh, Let me double check.
This is always.
Yeah, export dot the name equals.
Is it const class? I have not used classes in forever, so it's going to be okay. So this will be correct, and then it's export dot Xata client and
Perfect.
exports get Xata client.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you need to equal it, and
Yeah, I probably do.
remember that, but I think you
Yeah.
kind of need.
I feel like these days, like I don't know, just lately things have gotten because we got everybody's moving to ESM, but some people haven't caught up. I've been working a lot with Remark plugins, and all the Remark plugins are ESM, and then Gatsby hasn't really caught up. And then also with Node 18 and Node 16, I was wanting to use Node 18, but then I'm using Next Auth, and they like have error or warnings. They're working on it, so then I needed to use Node 16, and it's just like we're in this kind of like transition phase of several things that just makes everything a little bit more complicated, I feel like.
Yeah.
But we'll power through. We'll power through. Let's see if we can make it work. You have to leave soon, so let's get this.
Well, I can say a little while.
There we go. Couldn't find fetch, so we need to pass it explicitly. So, okay, I was going to guess since this was going to be teachable. So if we're going to pass it explicitly, is it into the Xata client?
For example.
So we can do fetch and then node fetch. And I guess we need to do, we then need to do const. I think it's fetch equals require node fetch. And then we'll pass it in as fetch. Okay, let's see. Let's see. We got this. We got this. Let's do it. Do it. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, what's happening? Node fetch does not support require.
That's great.
I am gonna not. This is not like.
You don't think it's funny?
I don't think it's funny anymore.
No.
This is going to be an easy one. This
Yeah.
is going to give you an easy one. I think cross fetch works on Node 16. I feel like this stream is like Node 16, Node version 18. Like this is cross and.
Do you have something like isomorphic fetch or something? Is that something else?
Oh yeah, maybe that is no cross is or not cross and there's like cross fetch. Cross fetch, isn't there? Yes.
Is this
for
kind of
node?
One library, another one.
Look at this. Look at this. I can do fetch require. Oh boy. See, but this is great for a documentation, right? If you're on Node 16, you know, and you have to use modules, then this is what you need. So yarn add.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, when this is done, we're gonna like this will work. Okay, so crossfetch. Is it crossfetch like that? Yes, it was. I must say though that this has been, I'm sorry to bring you into it, but this has been my fail week. Like there are so like everything that could go wrong this week is like going wrong. It's quite annoying. And I'm sorry I brought you into that. I thought it had turned because our refrigerator got delivered before stream and not while we were streaming. So I felt like the universe was now smiling down on me. But then obviously I still have some like fail aura or something. But it works because look at that. That's our that's our records. Yes. So that's good. So now we have our records, and the next is to get info from Twitter. So hopefully the Twitter client works though. With I use Twitter Lite. Twitter Lite SDK. Hopefully that works with require.
You never know.
It looks like maybe not. Require. Maybe not. Is this just not gonna be? Are you just gonna be annoying? Is that what you're gonna be? Is nothing gonna work on the stream? Support command module.
Yeah, it looks like it will work. They have on the package.json both exports, so they have module and Clojure support.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, but maybe it doesn't when we try. But it looks like it could.
Okay, so let's get our Twitter client then. So let's get Twitter equals require Twitter Lite. I'm pretty sure I have that installed already. Okay, so then for each record, we are gonna go and do, but let's get the client. I was too abrasive. I had too much belief in my powers today. Twitter client equals Twitter. So it's like Twitter. New Twitter. And I guess we need an access token or something there. Yeah. Access token. And then access token secret. No, we're going to get the consumer key. Let's do the consumer key then. Well, let's just try and do this one and see what happens if I just try to create a Twitter client. So cannot find Twitter Lite. What am I? I'm using Twitter. Oh, I'm using Twitter API SDK. Totally different thing. We're just like package Safari today. Because this is the one that Twitter recommends. So let's see if this one will let us require. So it's going to be client from Twitter. Okay. New client. So it's going to be new client. And then we need the bearer token that I have to set while everyone is not watching. So let's call it Twitter bearer token. Okay, let's see if this works. Are you feeling hopeful?
Yeah, I've never worked with the Twitter API.
Oh, I tell you, it's a pain.
I actually was surprised that they require you to fill in a form to ask for like developer access, and then you have to wait a couple of days until they accept you. It was like, no.
Maybe, yeah, because you tried that to test some of the code that I was. Were you the one that did that? That like tried out some of my code?
Yeah, but you ended figuring out before I got access. So,
okay. Yeah.
But now I have access, so if you have another problem, I can work.
I'm just going to sign into my developer portal here while nobody is watching so that, we don't share. I have shared for longtime followers of the stream. I once shared all of I shared my credit card number.
That sounds secure.
It was a pain, I tell you that, because I had to. Okay, I have to be quiet while I write my password. Ola, do you have some good questions?
Not really. Not really. But so what's the plans now? Are you going to JamStackConf?
No, not me.
So what are the plans now then after Product Hunt? What's the next step?
So we have a roadmap, and
yeah,
some of it's publicly available already on feedback.xata.io, and you can check it out there. And another, it's quite secret. So I think we are going to build next, but mainly we now want like users to begin using our platform, get feedback, and keep going, improving, keeping up with their expectations,
Yeah.
it's difficult to build trust, like to get more users and that they trust you enough to build production grade applications on top of us.
Yes.
We kind of want to achieve that, and that's our
Yes.
main goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So that's what we're doing. We're following the plan. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you feel have been the hardest part of creating the SDK?
Well, some of the complex types. So for making it easy for the developers, the end developers that are working with the SDK, you really need to build really complex types behind the scenes uh, to make it easy for them. And that's some hidden work that you don't normally see. You see it autocomplete, everything works, and whenever you type a type or you are doing something that it's not possible, you get a red line and you think, okay, that's fine, that's good. But there's like a lot of thinking behind, and yeah, that's probably the complex part of building a library or building an SDK. And also there's no documentation. You need to like figure it out on your by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so then I am ready. Let's double check. I'm removing that environment variable there. Okay, great. We are going to share again. So now I should have a Twitter bearer token, and I'm asking the Twitter client for a client, and then for each of these records, I want to ask Twitter for the information. So account information, Twitter client, and sometimes they are also nice when it comes to, autocomplete. They also have some types in here, I think. So we want to do users, I guess, and then find user by ID. It is really nice when you have all the types. I'm going to get into TypeScript again. Because I did Angular 2, was it? Like some kind of Angular, and then you had to use types. And I was like, this is awesome. And then I get back kind of into the React world, and it was so hard to get configured. I just got used to YOLOing with these just like vanilla JavaScript again. And then, yeah, but I do like it. So we want to get the account ID. And then this is always interesting. Like, look at that. Like, I can't even read that. Like, what do we need? Like, what kind of user? Let's see what we get if we ask for nothing. Because Twitter has this like thing where you have to, they don't have a graphical kind of interface, but they want you to ask for all kinds of fields, like what fields you want, instead of just letting you kind of get a user. So, and we have tweet read users. Let's see, expansions, tweet fields, TypeScript optional fields. Okay, so it looks like we don't have to use optional fields, but I think maybe we do if we want to get the avatar. So I'm gonna bump the font here, everyone. So we want response fields, but that's not what we want. We want here optional user fields, profile image URL. Okay. So we need to do that. And then a comma separated list of user fields to display. So user fields. Okay. So we need a object. And it's going to be user fields. Oh, look at that. It's got auto-completed for me. And then this is going to be an array then. Yes. An array of, then we want profile image URL. And then maybe also username, I'm guessing we get no matter what. So, and then we need to await that.
Yeah, be careful. You have account.id. It should be records.id. We're trying to access.
Oh, yes.
Variable.
Yes. Yeah. Record. And then also I cannot await in a for each, right? So I'll need to do, what do I usually do? Is it for, no, I do records. And then, no, not a for each. Now I'm like blanking because we're on stream. I know this. How do I loop to with async? Is it just like for in?
Yeah, you can write a for in, or you can even map it to a promise and do a promise at all.
Yeah, we're
There
just
are
gonna do
multiple
one.
ways.
This is on build, so we're just gonna do records. It's weird, like what you can blank on when you're streaming.
Yeah, and it should be for off, not for in, I believe.
Yeah, for off.
I will always confuse them. It's not the most like easy to remember.
And I don't know how you code, but I often, which is harder to do on stream, but I often just like look at something I've done and be like, oh yeah, I'll just copy paste that and then just keep on going from there.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Look
Oh.
at that. Look at our users. You've been using it.
Yeah, this morning.
Yeah. And then Ryan and me. Oh, so we're already, see, now we're getting somewhere. We're going to make this happen in the hour.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel things have changing. Like, you know, I am just hoping that all of this failing that has been happening in Fail Week, if you want to hear more about it, it's going to, I think our Slow and Steady podcast is coming out tomorrow, where I talk about all of the things that have failed. And I hope that that means that when I get on stage at Jamstack Conf on Tuesday, like it's going to be smooth. Like I've failed all, like, what's it called? There's no more failing left to do.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is that just wishful thinking?
Yeah, it is.
Well, that was nice, Ula.
Well, it's true. That's not how it works.
Well, she's asking what was nice. So we've gotten the list of users, we've gotten the info from Twitter, and then Vær stille, jeg må jobbe. Jeg kan forklare etterpå. Because han ler for at du snakker.
She said, "Why is Dad laughing?" And she said, "He's laughing because you're talking."
Yes, that's it.
Lillian, the Pie Princess, she's like down here talking, and I am not answering her, and she's like, "Why aren't you answering me?" And I'm like, "Because I'm on stream." And then she's like, "Why is Dad laughing?" I'm like, "He's laughing because you're talking." So, oh, I'm guessing we're going to do so now we're going to do action create node for actions. We're going to create a node for
but Alexis, if you should probably leave.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, it's already late, but it's 10-15 minutes. Don't worry. Yeah, I will have dinner later.
Yeah.
But do you have any often we have dogs on the show, do you have any dogs or cats? Or
not here. Like when I lived with my parents, I had 2 dogs with them, but I moved out 2 years ago and I left them with them. So yeah.
What kind of dogs are they?
One was a Chihuahua and the other one Yorkshire.
Yeah. Yorkshire Terrier. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, we love to have dogs on the show because they're very they're very good. They usually never bark on the show. They just look at the screen, you know, and try to be cute. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, it's very good.
Look at that. I wrote how we did this the last time around, and with the database that shall not be named. So let me just then copy paste that. Look at me. Look at me. Just copy pasting. So we are getting a bunch of stuff off of the Gatsby utils, and then also the create node, and then we want to create a node. So with Gatsby, we always want to create node for a data to get it into the data layer so that it can later be used in our pages. And if you want to read more about that, you can head on over to the queen.raae.codes and search for create node. And there are different, there's loads of different examples. So account. So we're going to have the account, and it's going to be profile image URL. And then, because it was right on there, wasn't it? It was data. Oh, so we got data back. So we need to, what we get back is we get a response with a data field, not a date field, a data field, and that's going to be our account. There we go. And then we're going to have account, username, account, profile image, and then we'll do the username again. And it's going to be a user avatar, and it's going to be a digest of the account. So whenever the data in account changes, Gatsby is going to create a new node. If not, it's just going to be reusing the node it had from the last build. Okay, so if all goes according to plan, we should be able to see this in our graphical explorer, which is what we enjoy doing on the show. Or what, Dula? We love the graphical explorer. So do you have any Gatsby experience, Alexis?
No, never used it.
No.
No?
Nope. It's like, we'll see if it comes back in fashion now that with all the new stuff that is coming out.
Let's see. Yeah, I've used like many other different JavaScript frameworks, but Gatsby, never.
Yeah.
Never tried.
Well, come on, come on, come on. Now my computer is like, maybe we want to, maybe we want to, maybe we don't. Okay. So it's very much this autofocus. It keeps telling me because I needed that for search, but it's like telling me I shouldn't do it. Okay, so let's see. Here we do. We have them. Here are our nodes. So we have our avatar URL. We have our username.
You already have some. Yeah, take it away.
Yes, because we already have the users that have been using it today because I sent a beta out to some people. So now we want to do the fancy stuff where we actually get these images into our build. And then we want to install the add Gatsby plugin image.
Oh,
that Grayson Hicks made. Okay. And then we need to configure that Gatsby plugin. This was a Google show. Gatsby plugin remote. But it's nice for people to see that. Like, that's, I don't know. I at least do some Googling.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this.
All developers actually do some Googling.
Yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to tell Gatsby plugin remote image where we have a path to a remote image. And then it will grab those and actually download those and put them into our build so that we know that even if the image is removed out there on the internet, we still have a copy of it, which I think is kind of cool because that makes our build completely atomic, is the word they call it. Like, it's self-sufficient. It doesn't depend on anything after the build, like after the build. And I think that's what they're going to be selling kind of or doing with this Valhalla thing that is coming, where they kind of put that in there. Okay, so we want to have it on user avatar, and then we had avatar URL, didn't we? Yes, avatar URL. And now we should see that we'll get like fancy image stuff coming down the pipe. If this all works. It doesn't work. So let's see.
I don't think you installed that. You installed the regular plugin.
Oh, okay. Yes. I guess so. We need that to show them, but we don't need that to, because I don't think we're going to be showing them on stream. We're just going to be working in the data layer, which is Xata data. We're pulling it from Xata into the Gatsby data layer. Yay!
Yeah.
No, but it's nice that it just works. With some handicaps, that like we need to improve the CommonJS part, but still, we haven't like built it for Gatsby and it's working.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And I really, and as you said, like, doing those autocompletes is just amazing, because even with, because I think, as you said, it's like it's easier for that Twitter API thing to do it, because that's a static API. But what you're doing is you're actually giving me my type. So whatever I create of columns and tables and whatever in Xata, I get all of those auto-completed after running that code generation. And I am getting spoiled. So I am like, I do want more. I do want more type safety now. I understand what all of the the fuss is about.
Yeah, even if you don't want type safety, like improving the developer experience on an IDE, that should be a must on all libraries. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So as you can see now, if you're a Gatsby person, inside of our avatar nodes, we have a local image. And if we look at the absolute path on that, we'll see that it's actually download into the Gatsby cache. And we can use that image instead of calling out to the internet, the wider internet. So that's kind of cool. And then, I think I have that already ready. I think I only commented it out. Let's see if we have the marketing avatars. It's already there. So I think we only need to include it, and then maybe we actually can complete this. So avatars. So it's already there. Avatars, hero, marketing. Oh, so maybe it's, because I had return null if there was none. So maybe it's already just added to our front page. Look at that. But
Nice.
now but these are using the images off of, in the, because this is the old code. So it's using the URL. So we then need to do the local image. And it's also always a little cumbersome to like set it up. But so we need the Gatsby image data. Where's my Gatsby image data? Oh yeah, that's when we need to set up our Gatsby images. And I already imported that, didn't I, Ola? So Gatsby plugin. Ooh, Gatsby plugin.
There it is.
Image. Oh, but that's supposed to be remote image. I just need the documentations for the Gatsby plugin image, because there's always a ton to import. So we're gonna install all of that.
Oh. Really?
I think I've added some of it already. And then we'll do this configurations. So we'll add those to the configurations. And then we can actually show them. So we'll use the Gatsby import Gatsby plus. So we'll use that in our avatar. Sometimes I feel like coding is just like gluing together like all kinds of little things that you find around the internet. It's actually an avatar example. That's kind of cute. So we'll need to grab that off of the user. And then it was local image. Local image. And we also need to query for local image. And then we can use Gatsby image instead. Gatsby image. So it should be, and then we'll use the Gatsby image. this just works now, I'll be surprised. Let's see if we can make it work. And then I can write a blog post about it so other people can copy paste it and not have to do it themselves.
Yeah, that's great. It's looking good.
Oh, look at that.
No.
Oh, we need to tell the, let's see, where is my graphical? We need to have the local image Gatsby. Well, now everything failed, so let's look at the code again. Yes, we need to have the Gatsby image and actually tell it what kind of the configuration for the image. But we only need it to be like 20 pixels or something like that. I don't know, what am I using it? Like, yeah. So let's do like a 30 pixels. And then let's just do no format. Just let's give me the preferred format. So what this actually does then, Alexis, is that it will actually create different type. It will create a full source set of images for you, so that it will use whatever the browser likes the best. So it will generate, when you're at building and you're querying for these images, it will actually create all of the different images that you need into a source set, so that the browser gets a source set of images it can choose from.
Nice.
Yeah. It's cumbersome to set up, but when it's set up correctly, it gives you a lot of nice stuff that you don't think about. Like now, whenever if I do this manually, I'm like, look at that. Let's see if it's the actual correct image now. Look at that. It's now localhost static.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
We got it done, actually. Look at that. I just zoomed out so that we could have a look at that. So now you're on my marketing site forever and ever and ever.
Well,
I guess I need to have some like GDPR where it's like, I don't consent to this, but we will do that later.
public information.
Huh?
It's public information for me, don't worry.
Well, that's the thing about like what I've enjoyed by making this project, is that all of the information also in the database, all that I'm collecting, I'm using, personal keys to collect it, but all the data that is collected is public data. So it's easy to do on stream, because I don't have to make sure that, I have a demo database that, only has fake data in it and all of that. So that's been kind of nice with this project, that it's much easier to showcase like inside the database and outside, and not worry that I'm sharing somebody's private information, even when it's in prod. So yeah, we got it done.
Great.
And then you can head on, everyone. Well, this is localhost, but we're going to deploy this pretty soon. And then you can head on over to pruneyourfollows.com, and everything should be working except for the unfollowed and the hidden tabs here. But you should be able to start unfollowing. And then I think hide, we're going to change that to keep. So those are the people you want to keep, and they'll just be, we'll take them out of the lists so that you can keep kind of cleaning your following or your follows. So did you end up find some people that you needed to unfollow when you used the when you tested the app?
Yeah, actually, I haven't reached like the limit. I don't follow that much people, but
Yeah.
I follow like 800 or 700. I'm
Mhm.
not sure how much. So I cleaned up like 20 or so.
Look at that. So that's one of the futures that I would future features on our roadmap, is to be able to create a little like graphic where it's like, I cleaned 20 people, or like I pruned and now I'm ready to grow again, or like, I don't know, something cheesy. And then people can share that, because we're thinking about doing unfollow Fridays. So in the olden days of Twitter, we used to have follow Fridays where people would recommend people to follow, and like that's how people grew their following. And then now we can do unfollow Fridays because I think everybody could benefit from some Twitter follows pruning.
For sure.
For sure. You want to put the little thing up, Ola, and then we'll, oh my, I don't know what's happening with my crown. There we go. Okay, so what, I'm going to share my screen again. Then we'll do the summary. So what did we do today? We added back the little avatars on the marketing page. These little guys here and gals, because there's me as well. You know, I'm using it. We added these back, and to do so, we wanted to source them into the Gatsby data layer. And the reason to source them into the Gatsby data layer is that we want them to be there statically generated. We also want to make sure that these images are reachable, because I remember the last version I had, which was a little bit more hacky, we were calling out to the actual kind of Twitter CDN of images, and some people's images were being displayed as broken, maybe because they've changed their avatar or something like that. So we want to download these images on build so that they are statically a part of the atomic build. Now I just said a lot of words, but we want this page to be statically generated, and we want these images to be downloaded and part of our build so that we know these images are there for as long as we need them to be. So how did we do that? We went into our Gatsby node file. That is where we can create new nodes. And I wrote up a little list for us so that it would be easier to work on. So we needed to get the list of users from Xata. Then we needed to get information about each user from Twitter because we want the freshest information. And then create a Gatsby data node for each user. And then we'll using the Gatsby plugin remote image to download the images for us, so we don't have to code that ourselves. And that's what I kind of love about the plugin ecosystem, is that I can make the stuff that is custom to me in my app, and then I can use other plugins for kind of boilerplate stuff. So first, we just grab a bunch of things that we're going to need from the Gatsby utils. Then we created a Xata client. Then we ask for all of the meta, which is not a good naming, but the user meta is in the meta table. So we're asking for all the records from there. Then we're creating a Twitter client. And for this, we're using our own, or the app's bearer token. We're not using each person's individual access token because we don't have access to them when the app is not running. So we're using the app's kind of authentication token. And then for each record, we are awaiting the Twitter client getting information about the user for us. And to get the profile image, we actually need to tell them to make sure to include that. Otherwise, I think we only get the username and the name and the ID. So we tell the Twitter client or the Twitter API to find the user with the ID of record ID. And we want to get the profile image URL back on the object that we're getting back. And then we create a Gatsby node for each of these accounts that we're getting back. And for a Gatsby node, we need an ID and we need the content digest that's kind of minimal, and the type. But then in addition, so that we have the information we need, we set both the avatar or URL and the username. And the username I just use for the alt for the image, the alt text for the image. And that's kind of what we do. But then that nice little extra part, we use the Gatsby plugin remote images, and we tell them that on the user avatar Gatsby nodes, there is a value inside of avatar URL that points to a remote image. And we tell Gatsby plugin remote image to go grab that image, download it into our local cache, and then use that image. And then we use that image when we are displaying our avatars. So in avatars, we are then asking the local image, not the avatar URL. So we don't actually need that anymore. So we're grabbing that local image that has been downloaded, and that's the one we are using with Gatsby image component. Yep. I guess that was the summary.
Well, that was great.
We made it happen.
Come.
And now it's do you have any final plugs, Alexis?
Yes. Like a website or something that you want to plug. Product hunt?
Yeah, but maybe like today we need to get upvotes and upvotes if people like it. Only if people like it, of course. I can't tell anyone to upvote it. But yeah, sure. It's quite difficult. We have decided to launch the same day as Avatar AI launches. So we are competing with Levels.io. That's impossible. But yeah,
Did Levels.io decide to launch it today on Product Hunt? Oh, okay.
so we are competing with him. It's really difficult, but we are still on the top 10. So yeah, we're happy with that.
He's doing really well with that. That's like taken over my Twitter stream. Everybody's creating their little AI avatars.
Everything he touches makes money.
Well, I don't know. He did have a tweet. Like if you go back on his Twitter, he did a list over every project he's made.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like 3 of them made money. And there was like a list of 50. So, but the ones that yeah,
he's pretty successful. But
yes. And he does it all in one PHP file. So he doesn't have to muck about with everything that I'm mucking about with. Maybe I should take a page out of his book. Maybe we should all take a page out of his book.
Maybe.
But also I'm happy I'm not having to go into that file and like understanding what's happening in his head. Like he is a solo founder. So I think they are ready. Are you ready, guys? I'm talking to the yes, they are ready. Oh, what did I do? I pressed the wrong one. I was going to press this one. You need to unmute. Do you want me to unmute you? Okay, I am. You are now unmute. I can't unmute you, Ola. You have to unmute yourself.
Cheers.
I can only mute him. Thank you for coming on, Alexis. That was really helpful there in the beginning. Otherwise, I think we might have gotten a little stuck. So super. Yeah. And remember to write that little note into the issue tracker. Lillian.
Okay, we're gonna sing our song.
She is a real pirate. She is the real song. Original pirate princess.
And it goes like this. 1, 2, 3. We did a Gatsby song, say a treasure hunt with Gatsby, Queen Raae, and our guest is Alexis Rico, Junior Devs, little man, Ura.
And then we wave awkwardly, Alexis, until it ends.